Hey, I'm on my way to Taliban. Got to go to the bank. Got stuff to do. Giving some help to the PNP in Atafi. So we've got to get some cash out of the bank. It's a good cause. They help us a great deal. So we try to do our best when it comes to a plea for help. And so that's what I'll be doing today. This morning anyway. Doing videos in the truck, it doesn't distract me from doing my driving, because you notice that I only take an occasional look at the camera, which I have mounted under the rear view mirror. So I wanted to address a situation that will be met by every It's a situation that will be met by every expat that comes here, because I'm taking in order for you to be able to come here as a foreigner, as an expat, you're going to have the money to live. So you probably are looking for a second chance, or for some of us it might be more than number two. But anyway, you'll be looking to set up a new life. When I was in Florida, I really got to the point where I'd lost everything. I'd lost the house, like many people. It's said I think even now, that people in what's regarded as one of the richest countries in the world, the families in there may be only 3 paychecks from losing their home. So that's a very sobering thought. And in fact, somebody, as an aside, someone said to me, well, there are homeless people in America, implying that if I'm American, which I am an American, I'm an American citizen, and I took citizenship in that great country, and I still think that it is an incredible country. There's no question in my mind that all roads lead to America, even if it's only in somebody's mind. Now, take the Union Jack, which is being trashed at the moment by very spoiled sports people, athletes, who are refusing to honour the country that gives them such an incredible lifestyle. So that flag, the American flag, I think is the most famous flag in the world. I think you could take any kid in the Philippines, and they'll know the American flag. So anyway, back to our expat who may be coming here, starting a new life. When I came, I left my son Luke, and before I decided that I would definitely come, I had a chat with him and I said, listen, I'm growing old here, and I need to start a new adventure. I'm still good for it. How would you feel about me going? And at that time, I was going to go to Thailand. I was heading for Thailand, but I stopped on the way in San Fernando, and I stayed with another son, my youngest son, in San Fernando for a while. And then on a whim, I decided that I would come and have a look at Cebu, which I'd heard some great things of. And when I spoke to a friend, he said, oh, Cebu is great. You can go to so many incredible places from Cebu. So that really did it. And that's when I came, and that's when I met Beth, which was a real surprise, believe it or not. It was a real surprise to both of us. And so life changed for me, and I found a lot of things which have enhanced my life to such an incredible degree that, of course, there's no going back. Well, my son Luke and Theo were both supportive of me marrying a Filipina. This is probably because they're both part Filipino themselves. Right. So anyway, if you're coming out here, you may be coming out here running away from some very unsupportive children. And if you're that age that we're talking about, probably at retiring age or just before with money, then you're going probably to be leaving behind offspring, and they may not always be very supportive. Now, this is a surprise to me, because I would have thought that anyone who has a parent and they broke up, that the family is broke up and the mother and father are living apart, no longer connected, still leaving behind grown-up children who also have their own children by that time. See, so it's a difficult one. You want to leave in good terms. You want to leave with goodwill. You want to leave knowing that they wish you well. You want to leave knowing that they're happy for you to have another chance. Now, where this gets difficult for some of the offspring is not usually the sons. It's usually the daughter who will have great difficulty in adjusting to the idea that her new stepmom is actually younger than she is. It's a fact of life, and not everybody is able to do that. Not everybody is able to adjust to that idea, even though it's quite common here in the Philippines. It's not common when you go abroad. So it's not common in America. It's not common to have even a 10-year difference in between you as a foreigner, as a man, and the wife. It's not totally easily accepted, and it can cause you a great deal of heartache. Because in some cases, worst case scenario, you may never be forgiven. In some cases, worst scenario, they may never talk to you again. And it's a time when you have to move on. Now, I'm saying you have to move on. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to come out here. You don't have to marry a younger Filipino. You don't have to do any of these things. You can stay home and be grandpa and be very happy. It just depends if you can do that. If your desire to start a new phase in your life is so strong, then you'll come anyway, even if they don't agree. And I've spoken, apart from my own personal experience, I've spoken to many, many foreigners who all had the same thing in common. Their children, even though grown up, their offspring, shall I say, who may themselves be in their 35, 40, maybe even older than that, and they just can't cope with the father going away and starting a completely different life in a completely different culture with a new family. Because don't forget, any foreigner that's coming over here, if if he truly integrates into the society, he will have an extended family. An extended family, as in my case, Beth is the youngest of 10 children. Okay, so my extended family is is quite something. Now, then of course that goes into the other problem that will be a challenge for any foreigner coming out here, and that is how to accommodate what may be quite a poor family with a large number of children, how to accommodate them on your budget. What can you do? Now, if you operate on the same basis as Beth and I operate in our mission, you do what you can with what you have. And if you don't have a huge amount of money, then you can't give it. I actually tried to demonstrate this in the past. You get a jam jar or whatever, a container, a dish, and you put money in it. And then you demonstrate by taking it out. And when it gets to no more money, and somebody continues to ask, you can't do it. You can point to an empty dish. The money's gone. Now, of course, you wouldn't take all of the money out. It wouldn't be an empty dish, because you would say, no, I can't take any more out because I need that for myself, for my family, for my initial close family. Now, we actually had a plea in one of our comments where the lady, English wasn't her first language, so the grammar was a little bit to cope with in understanding. And she said, you can't continue to give because you may end up homeless yourself like a lot of other foreigners. And that's very true. And I think I'm at the end of my battery life very soon, if it's not already happened. So thanks for listening to me, and I hope what my experience is, when expressed as best I can, I hope that they help. Bye.